Et tu, Brute?
Et tu, Brute?
Et tu, Brute?
Et tu, Brute? And you, Brutus. Shakespeare.
Alright? Repetitio est mater studiorum.
Repetition is the mother of all studies. Ingram.
Carpe diem.
Carpe diem.
Carpe diem.
Carpe diem, seize the day.
Seize the day. Hey kids, how you doing? Isn't it funny how I can just say some gibberish and old Steve Spaceman makes sense out of it somehow? I'm just making a bunch of weird noises with my mouth, and for some reason Steve was all like, hey, I know what you're talking about. How does that happen? How does anybody know what we're talking about when we're speaking? We're just making some funny sounds with our mouths, so how come everything has to make sense? Well, I guess the answer to that is, things only make sense if they're spoken in a language we can understand. Like the English language, for instance. That's what you and I are speaking right now. English. Some people call it American, but those people are dead wrong. Spaceman and I were speaking Latin just a moment ago, but because people like Spaceman are the only people that understand such a language, it is considered a dead one. You know.
Yeah, well, some do consider it a dead language, Latin being dead. Although other scholars would find that a very insulting comment.
Scholars.
Yes. Some scholars believe that Latin is not a dead language and it never was. Once Latin was created, it has always been spoken. For instance, English, the language we're using now. It is made up of other languages from before.
Yes.
It is called and considered a Romantic language. So are some others. Romantic languages are based on Latin. A bunch of Latin words, along with other dialects and vocabulary, were cut, smashed, squished, mixed, whatever you want to say, put together to make one other language, the English language. So, now, when you have a word like romantic, you can say Roman. You can say tick. When you put those words together, you have romantic.
Wait, hold up. So you're saying Roman, I'm from Rome, plus tick, the bug that sucks blood out of dogs. You combine those, and that's romantic. That's going to get you a date. That's going to lead to a spaghetti dinner. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that is a possible way of looking at it. Tick also could be the noise a clock makes, or romantic could be the culmination of wooing one of the other gender.
So it could be a Roman clock. That's romantic. I'm going to get one of those for Valentine's Day. But maybe not. Those Romans are dead. I saw it in that movie with the Colosseum. And Russell Crowe got seduced by Shakira. And Shakespeare poisoned one of them with the Caesar salad. And something like that. And there was fighting.
Yes, Steve. That is a good story. Some other stories could be considered that the Roman Empire ended with the leader Constantine. Constantine died, and he left the nation, or the country, or the empire of the Roman Empire to his 3 sons. Those 3 sons divided the empire into 3 different sections. 3 sections. Now, when you have 3 pieces of an empire that are no longer one empire, you can't have one empire. You have 3 empires. Thus, the end of the Roman Empire.
So, take me back to Constantinople. No, you can't go back to Constantinople. Been a long time gone. Constantinople, why did Constantinople get the works? That's nobody's business but the Turks. You know, I think I know what that song was talking about now. You can spend your whole day wondering why Constantinople got the works, but it really doesn't matter unless you have something to do with that place. Like if you live next door, if you're Turkish or something, you know? There's a lot of things you can go on worrying about and spend your whole day worrying about those things, but then you won't have time to sing songs and talk to other people and do all the things that make life a little more like you want it to be in the first place. You've only got so much time each day, so you've got to make every second count for something you can feel proud of. You know, seize the day, grab that sucker.
You're right, seizing the day. If you feel like you have nothing to do, maybe you could write a letter to your senator. He's the person who makes the rules we live by. If he doesn't answer your letter, maybe you can go to the Capitol building and knock on his door.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to go spending your whole time knocking on people's doors. You know, if they don't answer within 5 minutes, they're either not there or they're doing something that would make you not want to associate with them in the first place. Because, 5 minutes is a pretty reasonable amount of time for someone to hear the knock and come. Well, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes people are so busy seizing their days, they don't have time to help you seize your day. Like a dog or something, maybe, you want to pet him, but he's chewing on his bone. You can't do what you want to do to seize your day to pet the dog, because he's doing what he wants to do to seize the day by, chewing the bone. So you got to be patient, help him chew the bone, like cheer on, go Fido, chew up that bone, chew it up good, get the slobber on it, because that's, helping to digest it before it goes into your internal digestive system. But eventually he's going to be done with that bone and he's going to hide it, and then you can pet him and you can both seize your days together. I like dogs. Check out this dog party where these dogs are seizing the days and the bones at the party. Woo!
Give me a high five, Louie. Smack it to me.
I hit my head on the chair. I feel woozy. Welcome back, kids. We've got a real artist with us. This is Mike Klaptor, and he is a ceramicist. He has work currently on display at Good Dirt, and we'll be doing a show there in November. This work here is something he brought in. It's a factory with little miniature workers that you can't see because the camera's not that good. It's not telephoto microscopic lens, though you can see it from here. But you can see this kind of blurb on the screen and trust that there is detail here.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of detail do we have here, Mike?
Well, it's true. There's little men right there. Since we both said it, you're going to have to believe us. We've got gears and a conveyor belt, a big vat here. I wanted to just kind of get a generic look of factory kind of scene with a lot of rust and decay and little old men that are slaving away in this factory.
And this was part of your project for school, is that correct?
It was. This was my... To graduate from college, you have to put on a large exhibition. It's kind of a culmination of all the work that you've done in college, and this was one of the pieces that was in my show.
When I was in grade school, I put on a large exhibition. Like I just started throwing food, and it did not graduate me from anything, but into the principal's office.
You should get a grade for that, though, in elementary school.
It was grade paddle to my butt.
That's not a grade you want.
That is not the way to seize the day.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So, how did you start doing ceramics, and what kept you going from there?
Well, I got interested in ceramics in college, but I did it before that too. I studied it a little when I went to camp when I was 15. We had it in elementary school. When you were throwing food, I was making things out of clay then.
You were at that same school?
I remember you throwing the food.
He used to build these giant ceramic models of the teachers, and we would think it was the teacher, and we would just sit there for like hours after class had let out and just think that the teacher was being really quiet and really strict.
Yeah.
I just made all that up. But
well,
you could do that, couldn't you?
I could definitely do that. That would be a funny thing to do now, I think.
Or
Sneak
later.
into an elementary school. If they, I don't know if they would really like that.
Yeah, we don't want to sneak in anywhere that we're not supposed to be.
Yeah, no, it's not. Also, not a good way to seize the day.
Unless there's something like candy in there, that's worth it. So, when you make something, does it help? Does it help you do anything else in your life? Like you made this, and how did that affect any other parts of your life? Like, you felt like you made this and you were really taking use of your time, and how did that pay off for you?
Well, to me, I really enjoy making creative things. It's just one of my passions, and being able to study that in school and then moving on and try and make that my career is a big goal for me.
Career, so you mean you get money from that eventually,
hopefully, right?
Well, that's awesome. You're
right
doing
now,
what you
I
like.
teach classes in how to do this.
Sweet.
So it's getting there.
So you are that teacher that you once sculpted.
Right. If I have to go to the bathroom, I have a clay stand-in or something, and he just stands there. And the students just look at him. He doesn't move or anything, but they think that I'm still there. And I get paid for that.
Isn't that sweet? You could be off doing anything. So, hey, like, if I was to make an image of myself out of clay, would I be able to control it by closing my eyes and thinking really hard what I wanted it to do?
I don't feel that I'm okay to comment about psychic powers. It's not really an area of mine.
Oh.
Maybe you could get a psychic on the show and, and ask him or her.
Next week we have a witch doctor.
Oh, great. Oh, yeah.
And he will probably be able to explain that.
That's cool.
Because that's what they do. So, do ceramic projects take a long time to do? Like, how long did this take?
I made 3 of them, and it took me about a year to make all 3.
Whoa.
So a third of a year.
For
that
piece.
Right.
Damn.
But I wasn't working, 4 months straight.
So, I mean, do you feel like you're seizing the day when you take like a long time to do something? Does it wear you down? Do you still feel that kind of woof, that get up like you're seizing the day?
Sure. Yeah. I think that a good sculpture has a lot of detail and intricacies and lots of little things that are fun to look at, and I try to include that in all my sculptures, and makes a satisfying sculpture for me. So I've seized the day if I can make something that is really pleasing to look at and I didn't just hurry through.
So would you say that patience helps you to adventure in ways that otherwise wouldn't be possible?
I would say that.
That sounds great. Well, thanks, Mike. We're going to take a break now so we can be well rested for the rest of the show. Gotta have patience. Can't rush into it.
Mm-mm.
We want to build something great.
Mm-hmm.
A fun factory.
A fun factory.
Woo! Woo! Cut. Cut. You're free to go now.
Thank you.
La bombilla que utilizamos hoy fue desarrollada por Thomas Edison, aunque eso no significa que él necesariamente lo inventó. Dependiendo de dónde usted mira, hay varias personas que se reclaman lo haber inventado. Hay Thomas Edison de Estados Unidos, señor Joseph Swan de Gran Bretaña y A.N. Lodigen de Rusia. La manera que yo lo entiendo, tanto Edison como Swan trabajaban en la bombilla alrededor del mismo tiempo, y fue Swan que era de patentar primero la bombilla. Acerca de 10 meses después de la patente de Swan, Edison leyó de la invención de Swan en el Americano Científico. Edison había estado trabajando en su propia bombilla en el tiempo y utilizó la idea de Swan de un filamento de carbón en su bombilla. Edison entonces mejoró mucho el diseño de la bombilla y llegó a ser bastante famoso en Norteamérica por su invención, haciendo mucho dinero al mismo tiempo. Así la bombilla de Edison vino a estar con alguna ayuda de Swan. Ahora, para cambiar una bombilla que ha salido, debe practicar la seguridad. Asegúrate primero que la luz esté apagada. Desenchúfala si usted es inseguro. Quite la bombilla vieja. Bombilla. Bombilla. Tíralo en la basura. Bueno, bueno, bueno. Tome la nueva bombilla que tu mami te dio y lo tuerce en colocar. Torsión, torsión, torsión. Muy bien. Ahora usted tiene una nueva bombilla. Conecte la lámpara y préndela.
Well, all right. Before we get going, Spaceman Steve, will you tell us a little bit about what you like to do with your free time?
Certainly. When I'm not doing something, I like to do something. Like ride a bike, take a hike, draw a picture on the sidewalk with chalk, write a letter, call my grandmother, sing a song, or dance.
Well, okay. Hey, all you kids, before we see you next time, be sure to go out and do some cool stuff so you're taking advantage of your time on Earth. See you next time. Woo!
Bye.
Woo! Woo! Behold, kiddies, the masters of clay will now duel for the rights of the table. Will professional ceramicist Mike Klaptor be able to overcome Spaceman Steve in his crafty ways from the future? Watch out, kiddies! It could get ugly! Boy!
Buddies, we all got buddies. Buddies circling round our souls and buddies blocking up our holes. They're solid, oh so solid. Solid as the man next door, the stumpers falling through the floor. Our buddies. Leave them to fend for themselves and clog up undertaker shells. Decaying, decaying till they ooze away. To out within a stubborn play, we'll leave them. Buddies, we all got buddies. Buddies cost a lot to feed, and buddies have so many